All right, there's a typhoon outside, so I'm recording in here instead. So there's a phenomenon about how people often look to other people around them before feeling a certain way about something. So, like, when somebody in a social group makes a joke, oftentimes people will, they'll laugh if they find it funny, whatever. But then a lot of the time, you also see some people kind of glancing over real quick to somebody else in particular, and then they see, oh, well, that guy's laughing. Cool. I have permission to laugh as well. It's a social networking thing because everybody wants to feel close to certain people, and we all recognize sharing a sense of humor as a great way to feel connected to somebody. So if one person that you feel that you respect or you trust them, you respect their decision making and you trust their thought process, you trust this individual, then you will oftentimes find yourself deferring your judgment about how to feel about something to them, just naturally, right? Somebody in the workplace comes up with their great idea, and then somebody else nearby starts shaking their head like, nah, there's no way that's gonna work, dude. And that second guy who was shaking his head, they're the supervisor and everybody trusts their decision making. Everybody respects this person. So then they also feel, oh, yeah, okay. Well, if he's saying it's not going to work, I trust them and I respect their decision making. They have a high level of knowledge on the subject matter. It's not going to work then. It happens all the time. Everybody wants to defer their feelings to somebody else around them. It doesn't have to be somebody of a high status. Sometimes it can just be, some random guy around them. It makes us feel comfortable when we do that. It's why react channels exist. People react to a video, and then you watch the person reacting to the video because you enjoy the process of kind of deferring how you might feel about something to them. And you're curious how they might feel about it, what they might think about it. It helps to explain a couple other things you might have seen in life, where one guy who is really particularly attractive, he might be surrounded by a couple people, and he might make a lame joke. It's really not even that good of a joke. It's not funny at all. But it's him who made the joke, and everybody likes that guy. Everybody likes that guy. Doesn't matter if it's not a funny joke at all. So everybody starts laughing anyway. Because everybody likes this person. They enjoy spending their time around this person. They are ready and willing, and they are happy to defer how they feel to this other person who judges it a funny statement, even though you yourself, in isolation, you might not think it's funny. It's also a really fun tool. Maybe not a tool. Tool isn't really the best word. It's a funny little way to determine if somebody has respect for you in the workplace, or if it's a relationship sort of thing, then it's a funny way to determine if somebody might be interested in you. Granted, it's not a clear-cut sign, but it is one sign. If you start making a joke and you think it's the most funny thing ever, and they start laughing alongside you, and you notice that they tend to do this a lot, then that could be a sign that they're interested in you because they want to feel closer to you and they want to have that social bond of having a shared sense of humor about something, even if in an isolated vacuum they might not find it funny. Or if somebody else were to make a joke and then you start laughing, you might catch them glancing to you real quick because they're attracted to you, they're interested in you. They're willing to defer how they feel about this joke, whether they think it's funny or not, whether they want to laugh or not. They'll defer it to you in that way. Oh, you're laughing? Okay, I'm laughing. It's all just a monkey brain, caveman DNA type situation because, social networking and trying to fit in with the people around us, it's pretty interesting when you start thinking about it, but it's not like a bad thing. It's not malicious or anything. It just is that way. And it's a funny thing to keep an eye on. And it's a funny thing to catch yourself where you're just going about your day, somebody makes some wild statement, and the people around you start acting a certain way about it. And then you find yourself glancing to them. Okay, how do they feel? How do they feel? How do they feel? Okay, now that I know how they feel, I have determined how I feel. Because for a moment there, I was unsure how to feel, but the group thinks this, so now I also think this. It's a thing that you can, catch yourself on. It's a really fun thing to watch yourself and others do throughout the day. Yeah, that's all. Goodbye.